Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of the BCP Licensing Sub-Committee. First item on this morning's agenda is the election of chair. I seek nominations, please.
I nominate you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Williams.
I second that.
Thank you, Councillor Sidaway. Could we deal with the housekeeping measures, please?
Thank you, Chair. Please note that this meeting is being recorded by the Council for live broadcast and will be published on the Council website for a minimum of 6 months. The meeting may also be recorded or streamed for live or subsequent broadcast by members of the public, although ultimate discretion in this matter lies with the Chair in case of disruption. For those in the room, please note that if the fire alarm sounds, please exit the building by way of the nearest available signed fire exit route and make your way to the assembly point at the War Memorial in the gardens opposite the front of this building in Bourne Avenue. Finally, please ensure background noise is kept to a minimum and mobile phones and other devices are turned off or switched to silent for the duration of the meeting. For those in this room, this includes turning off microphones and turning the volume down completely on your laptops. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2, apologies. Have we received any apologies for this morning's meeting?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Item 3, declarations of interest. Members, do we have any declarations of interest regarding the items which are on this morning's agenda?
None, thank you, Chair.
No, Chair.
Thank you, members. Item 4, protocol for public speaking at hearings. A protocol for public speaking at meetings of the Licensing Subcommittee is included within the agenda sheet for noting. Item 5, renewal for Easy Tiger, 27 The Triangle, Bournemouth, BH2 5SE. The licensing team have requested that an application for the Easy Tiger, 27 The Triangle, Bournemouth, BH2 5SE be deferred. Are members happy?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you, members. Item 6, application for Nikita Bar and Restaurant, 182-184 Alma Road, Bournemouth, BH9 1AJ. I will now ask each participant to introduce themselves and state their role. I'm Councillor Flagg. I'm the elected chairman for this morning's meeting.
I'm Councillor Peter Sidaway.
Councillor Lawrence Williams.
Councillors Bartlett and Chapman Law are reserved members. They're not required, but thank you for your attendance. BCP Council, please.
Ellie King, BCP Council Licensing Officer, presenting this on behalf of my colleague Tanya Jardim.
Michelle Cutler, I'm observing here today from Democratic Services.
Christiane Tan, Clerk of the Committee.
And I'm Linda Cole, the Legal Advisor to the Committee this morning.
Thank you. And for the applicant, please.
My name is Ricardo Barradas. I'm the Managing Director of Bar Invest Limited, who's made the application.
Thank you and welcome. Objecting, we have nobody in attendance this morning. Before I run through the procedure, please may I check that all persons who have given notice of their intention to speak have been identified, and any person who wishes to withdraw a representation or wishes not to speak has been identified. If there are no comments, I will take this as correct. I will now explain the proposed procedure of order, speaking for the hearing as follows. The licensing officer presents the report. Questions of the licensing officer by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. The applicant will make their application. Questions of the applicant by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. Objectors will make their representations. Clearly we have no objectors present this morning, but the members will take note of the written responses that we've received from those objectors. All parties will be given an opportunity to sum up, with the party who spoke last to go first. The hearing will then conclude. The subcommittee will deliberate in private with the legal advisor and clerk present. Notification of the subcommittee's decision will be given within the period of 5 working days, beginning with the day or the last day on which the hearing was held. The notification of decision will include information about the right of appeal as appropriate. I will now ask all parties to confirm agreement on the proposed procedure or make representations. Ellie King,
Agreed.
Linda Cole,
Agreed.
and Ricardo Baradas.
Agreed.
Thank you. Please may I remind all parties speaking not to repeat the information which they have already given in writing, but to expand on their written representations. All questions are to be asked through the chair, and there will be no cross-examination of parties. I will now ask the licensing officer to present the report. Ellie, please.
Good morning, Chair. Bar Invest Limited has submitted an application to vary the premises licence under Section 34 of the Licensing Act 2003 for the premises at 182 to 184 Alma Road. The current licence permits the supply of alcohol for consumption on the premises between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and between 5:30 in the afternoon and 10 o'clock in the evening. Tuesday to Saturday. This application originally sought to extend these hours to 11 o'clock in the morning until midnight, from Monday to Sunday, with non-standard timings on bank holiday weekends, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve until 1 a.m, and to remove condition 2.1 requiring requiring alcohol to be ancillary to food. Following consultation, no representations were received from responsible authorities. However, 3 representations were submitted by other persons raising concerns in relation to the licensing objectives. The Planning Authority also noted that the existing planning permission restricts operating hours at the premises to 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 in the evening, and indicates that alcohol sales should remain ancillary to food. In response to these comments and objections, the applicant has clarified their intended operation and proposed amendments to the application. The premises is intended to operate as a food-led restaurant and cafe inspired by the food, hospitality and culture of Madeira, Portugal, offering breakfast, coffee, lunch and evening meals, with food remaining the primary focus at all times. The revised proposal seeks to align operating hours with the current planning permission, namely supply of alcohol from Monday to Saturday, 11 in the morning until 11 in the evening, and on Sundays, 11 in the morning until 10 in the evening. Opening hours are expected to be between 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. on Monday to Saturday, and on Sundays between 8 and 10 in the evening, 8 in the morning and 10 in the evening. The applicant has confirmed they wish to retain extended hours until 1 a.m. on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and to apply a 1-hour extension on bank holiday weekends and New Year's Day. In addition, the applicant has confirmed that condition 2.1 will be retained and has offered a number of further conditions to address the concerns raised by local residents in objection to the application. Members should also note that the applicant intends to close 1 day per week, although the day has not yet been specified. Members are asked to consider the application as amended and determine whether to grant the variation with or without modifications. If granted and the premises subsequently fails to comply with licence conditions, a review of the licence may be requested at any time by a responsible authority or any other person. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. Do members have any questions for the officer at all?
Not from me, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Baradas, do you have any questions for the licensing officer at this point in time?
No, I don't.
Thank you. I have no questions either. Therefore, Mr. Baradas, would you like to address the committee, please, with regards to your application?
Yes, I have prepared a very small statement, if you don't mind. But first of all, good morning to the committee and the chair. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you all for the time to consider my application. I would also like to thank the licensing team for the way, the constructive way in which they have dealt with the application. Throughout the process, I have had the opportunity to reflect carefully on the concerns that have been raised. I hope the committee will see from the application now before you in all the amendments that we have made that have been meaningful and I believe to be appropriate. I do not compromise. I do not see compromising as losing, but as a way of meeting towards goals. Rather than repeat everything that is on the report written in my submissions, I would simply like to explain why this restaurant is so important to me and the type of operator I intend to be. 22 years ago, I arrived in the UK, searching to build a new life. Ever since arriving, I have admired the restaurant scene in Bournemouth, and I've always had the dream of one day opening one, and this has now become a reality. Today, after many years, it is coming together. Nikita is not simply another business venture. It represents years of hard work, determination, and the opportunity to share something that has been very close to my heart, which is our food and our culture from Madeira, and the ties that we also have with British life. For me, success is not simply measured how busy the restaurant becomes. It will be measured by whether people enjoy coming back, whether my neighbors feel respected, and whether Nikita becomes a positive part of the Chalminster community. One thing I would like the committee to know is that I also live about 3-minute walk from where the premises are. So I understand nuisance, noise, and I don't like it either. And I feel that I have tried to address everything in order to minimize it. I understand why the local residents are protective of their neighborhood, and because it is my neighborhood as well. I also value peace and quiet where I live. This is why I generally understand that the concerns that have been expressed regarding noise and disturbance. My intention has never been simply to obtain a license. My intention is to operate a responsible restaurant that promotes and upholds all 4 licensing objectives. Those objectives are not just legal requirements to me, they are standards by which I expect my business to be judged. I recognize that once customers leave the premises, I cannot control every decision they make. No license holder can honestly promise that. What I can promise is that I will do everything reasonably within my control to minimize any impact on those living nearby. I want residents to know that if concerns ever arise, I will not ignore them. I have already provided my personal phone number to the residents because I wanted to demonstrate that I am approachable and prepared to deal with issues directly. Till this date, none of the residents have contacted, but that offer remains open to the residents if they so wish to do so. I generally believe that most issues are best resolved through communication, mutual respect, and willingness to listen. If concerns are ever brought to my attention, my first response will always be to ask, what can I do to improve? That is how I have approached this application, and it is how I intend to operate the business. Chair and members, I appreciate that today you are not simply deciding whether to grant a premises license, you are deciding whether to have confidence in the person that will hold the license. I hope that throughout this process I have demonstrated that I am prepared to listen, to reflect, to compromise where appropriate, and above all, to act responsibly. If this license is granted, I do not see it as the end of the process. I see it as the beginning of a long-term relationship with my neighbours, with the BCP Council, and with the wider Chalminster community. I fully intend to earn the trust that I am asking you to place in me today. And I would like to thank you for your time, and I'll be pleased to answer any questions the committee may have.
Thank you, Mr. Baroness. Members, do we have any questions at all for the applicant?
No, it's all very straightforward, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Williams.
I think only one question, if I may. The question of alcohol being ancillary to food. I think it'd be interesting if you could just explain your approach to that.
Well, the current license says that that condition needs to apply. Modern hospitality has changed since A3 use. It's now Class E. We use drinks as a way to invite people in. Normally people, after a busy day of work, they come in, just a quick drink, go home and relax. What we intend to do is, we are a food-led business. What we do back in Madeira, and this is any of the many known customs that we have, is if you have come to have a drink, be it a beer, be it whatever, you will have a hot, not a hot meal, but we'll have a tapas type meal together with that drink. That will show our food, that will showcase our food. Possibly the customer will say, can I have a plate? Can I have something else? I'm not trying to open a bar establishment. We already have pubs around the corner. We have another one just down the road. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to bring the culture that we are used to deliver back in Madeira.
Understand. Thank you. Just a quick follow-up, if I may. So if a couple come in 6 o'clock after work and they're having a drink, do you give them that food or do they buy it?
No, it is the tapas comes with, if you ask for let's say a light beer, you will have a tapas serving with that drink.
Okay, thank you.
I just have one question, Mr. Barras. You've mentioned that you intend to close on 1 day a week. Have you come to a decision yet, or do you think you might go for 7 days?
No, the reason why I haven't decided is because I want to see what is our lowest day. I want to see how trade goes for the first month and a half, see what is our slowest day. Then once we decide which the slowest day is, that will be our closing day.
Okay, thanks for that. Any further questions?
No, thank you.
Any questions at all? No.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Right. As I said earlier, that the members will take into consideration the objections that have been received by the BCP. Right. I guess the opportunity to sum up.
Just
I've just been reminded about the fact that Mr. Barras did actually write to the council offering the conditions that he put up. Did we have any correspondence at all, Ellie, from the objectors with regards to those conditions?
I believe that they just, the objectors just came back and said that they, to confirm their non-attendance at the hearing, and just were hopeful that you would consider both sides of the coin, if you like, which is obviously what we're here for.
Okay, thank you for that. Right, I guess we're at the point for summing up, even though we've not received any objectors or welcomed any objectors today. Is there anything you would like to add at all, Mr. Barras?
Yeah, if I may. I understand the objectors are more concerned about being open from early hours in the morning from 8 till 11. They were used to have a business that was run partially through the day. In modern hospitality and in the times that we live, that is no longer possible. That's why the previous owners decided to sell, because it wasn't enough for them. The reason why I want to have that many hours and sticking to what planning has as the from 8 o'clock till 11 and 10 o'clock on Sundays is simply because we need to have a bigger time for revenue to come in. And that's the only reason. We want to be able to do breakfast. We want to be able to do just serve coffee during the day. If you want to go in for a pastry, we want to be able to do lunch. We want to be able to do dinner. I understand that the previous operators closed at 10 o'clock. Okay, so nowadays we go out to dinner sometimes late. So if a customer comes in at 9, it takes them about 25 minutes to get the food. So should I rush him out the door? So my plan is kitchen closes at 10 and give an hour to the customer to have their food and then leave the premises. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Baradas. Right. I will now conclude the hearing. At the end of this meeting, the subcommittee will adjourn in private with the legal advisor and clerk to deliberate. The decision will be conveyed to you in writing as explained earlier. Did you want to mention anything with regards to the right of appeal?
I can do.
Linda?
Thank you. As the chair said, we will send the formal decision to you within 5 working days. There will be a right of appeal to that decision. The details of how to appeal and where to appeal will be set out in the decision letter, but any appeal must be made within 21 days of receiving that letter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your attendance, Mr. Baradas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Moving on then to item 7, exclusion of the press and public. In relation to the items of business appearing below, the committee is asked to consider the following resolution that under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the public be excluded from the hearing for the following item of business on the grounds that they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraphs 1 and 2 in part 1 of Schedule 12A and the Act, and the public interest in withholding the information outweighs such interest in disclosing that information. Are members happy that we go into exempt session?
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you, members.